Hello, beautiful people. I hope you all are, in fact, magically delicious, blessed, and highly flavored. I want to welcome you all to the Ugly Girl podcast. And today, I am going to be talking to a good friend of mine. Now, listen, this man is a promoter, a comedian, a relationship guru, an author, creator of Taboo Talk, father, and so much more. I promise you, this conversation is going to be too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Okay. We're going to be talking about how to find the man you want. And I'm sure you all want to know who I'm talking about. I know you already know who I'm talking about. So I'm going to get into it. But I need to welcome you all into the room. Please take your shoes off. We do not want negative energy up in this place. Amen. Hey, Constance Carter, how are you, beautiful lady? We don't want any negative energy. All we want is the positiveness that I know you all can bring. Amen. Amen. Listen, um, when you all get in here, I need you all to be armed with some questions because I promise you, he is going to give it to you straight with no chaser. Now, he's the creator of two books, 100 Words in 30 Nights and Butt Naked Honest. Y'all, I promise you. Are y'all ready to talk to him? Are you ready? No. No, we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. Give me a second. Y'all, okay, so let me start this all the way over because I was sitting here having a heart to heart conversation with all of you on mute. Ooh. Hey, beautiful people. Again, I hope you all are, in fact, magically delicious, blessed, and highly flavored. So, today we are going to be speaking to one of my good friends. Now, y'all know usually I say one of my good girlfriends, but not on today. So, I want to welcome you all up in the room. Make sure you take your shoes off, okay? Because we don't want any negative energy up in the building. Hello? Hello. I know you heard me. So this amazing gentleman that we're going to be talking to today is a promoter, a comedian, a relationship guru, an author, a creator of Taboo Talk. He's a father and so much more. He has written two amazing books. I'm sure he's probably written more. Like knowing him, he got a book every other day because he's that amazing, right? So he's written 100 Words in 30 Nights and Butt Naked Honest. I'm telling you guys, are you all excited to talk to him? Are you? If you're excited, I mean, I'm gonna need y'all to put some hearts up in the section. Put some hearts in the comments. Come on, y'all. Y'all ready? Here we go. Hey, Troy.
What's going on, April?
Are
I
you
called
magically
I heard
delicious,
everything the
blessed,
first
and
time.
highly flavored? You did hear me?
I am highly flavored. I was told that whatever I was eating, keep eating it.
Oh, okay. Now, for the people who don't know what that means, what exactly does that mean? Like, eat what? What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know. I heard if you eat pineapples and stuff, if a woman likes to swallow, if you eat pineapples and fruit and good vegetables and grains, it tastes better. Yes, like Constance said, pineapples. But I had a burger. I am a burger. I was a burger eater, so I don't know what burger it was. Maybe I had a Hawaiian burger from Islands. No,
I cannot.
it
I
was
cannot.
vegan. I need to do a I need to do a taste test weekend. So we're gonna do a taste test weekend. Have just different foods and try it out and actually do what Masters and Johnson was that Masters and Johnson doing all the sex tests back in the day?
Okay.
Oh no.
Uh, no. I'm not mad about it. I'm laughing
Yo,
because
yo, have
y'all.
y'all ever seen April blush? Look at the background and look at her cheeks. She is sure enough. She is. No, I'm talking about the ugly background. You got nice colors like the purple and the pink.
I
Yo,
was about to say I don't blush. I'm blushing.
yo,
Oh, that's
all
because I'm
this
wearing
is
blush.
wearing orange and she wearing orange blush. I'm sweating. She got me sweating.
No, I'm not blushing. I'm just like,
This is
oh,
now,
y'all,
Facebook users,
ladies, are you all excited about? Huh?
like a lot of Facebook users don't have their names. You got to put your names, folks. You got to introduce yourselves, all you new
Right.
users.
Are you no, I'm excited because y'all, we're about to hear. Y'all are already getting started. Y'all know what we're about to get into, okay? We over here talking about pineapples and whatnot. Now I mean, the funny part about Ugly Girl Talk is just about every day I have somebody talk to me about the fact that they can't find the man that they want. See, that's the problem. I can't find a man who could satisfy me. Some guys go an hour.
I need overtime.
Man got to go in overtime.
Y'all, see, this is how we talk when y'all not here. It's
Facts.
been years.
Facts. I've only known you for what, the last 200, give or take?
Like my Jennifer Lewis. I've been round the sun. This is my 63rd time around. How old Jennifer Lewis?
Well, we all know that this is not your 63rd around anything. This is what, your 22nd, 28th?
I am 48. I am 48. So I'll be 49 in February. I'm rolling up on 50.
Wow. The reason I say wow, okay, because I ain't gonna do a Kevin Hart. Damn. I'm
Like, damn.
I'm
That
just,
was hilarious.
but what y'all don't know is I have known Troy literally, and I can't say since the 1900s, but the early 2000s, the early 2000s, and he put me on one of the biggest shows I did when I was first starting, and that was when I was opening up for Cameo and Morris Day and the Time. And y'all, listen, one day we're gonna get into that story because there was a woman on that show who angered me so much that I had to do, y'all, I had to go in. I had to go all the way in. So one day we're gonna have a conversation about that one on social media. But that being said, ladies, I want y'all to get in and ask all of your questions. We're not going to answer all of them because I got a whole bunch of questions already for them. But we're going to get in. I promise. I promise we're going to get in as many as we can. So y'all put your questions in the comment section. And I'm sure that if he doesn't answer the questions here, LA Radio, you'll be able to answer them there, possibly.
Radio now, Troy, Instagram, Troy Rawlings Live. LA Radio Now is my YouTube channel, but they can even send me, some people, anybody here that reads ebooks, if you're in here and you give April your email address, you get a free ebook. If you want to get the book, I'll do a quickie discount for some folks tonight. If they want to get the actual book, Butt Naked Honest Conversation Foreplay for Dating, asking the hard questions up front.
Oh,
we do a quickie Cash App discount for like $10. You can get the book.
well, look at God. Okay, did y'all
look at the Lord?
Look at God. All
no,
right.
The reason it's saying Facebook user for some of y'all is because the actual comment section is coming through. The ebook is free. Yes, Kiva. You can get the ebook free tonight.
On tonight.
Right now. And you can get this book for $10, the hardback. And I'll sign it, autograph copy, pepe. Won't he do it? The reason it's saying Facebook user is because the interface for the comments is coming through YouTube. So it probably just sees you unless you register through your YouTube channel. So just put y'all names if y'all can use your first name, first and last name. I love governments. I love government names.
Or you can go directly to your YouTube page.
Going from there. Well,
yeah, so
but where do they go in when they get there? They go to April Sampay's page or what page?
Ugly Girl Talk.
Ugly Girl Talk.
And the best way to do it is go through to aprilsampay.com. It's because I have a link for you. Go to aprilsampay.com under the Ugly Girl tab. Just click it. Look. So if you don't mind, I hope you. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna go ahead and get into some questions.
Jump on in.
We're gonna jump on in. Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
I need to know the common misconceptions that people have about finding a good partner. Really.
That's a big one. That's a big some common misconceptions. Over the years, and some people are like, what makes him so qualified? Is he married? Is he in a long-term relationship? No, I've never been married. I'm not currently in a long-term relationship. No. I've dated. I've been around. I've been around some
Wait, have you been around the block a couple times?
uh, several blocks. But I've been doing this sex love relationship. Hey, always, Jonelle. She switched. She's like, I'm switched, y'all. uh, I've been doing this sex love and relationship comedy tour, which started as a book tour. Big shout out to my best friend Yonder, book author Yonder. And yes, I do have we're about to bring out book 6 of the What I Do Is Taboo, the fiction series, erotic series. And I have another part 2 to this is Her Butler Has Made, Finding Gratitude and Servitude Towards Your Mate. So yeah. So I've been doing this tour for 20 years and I've talked to thousands of people about relationships and over 20 years. And it's my niche. You find your niche, you find your calling, you kind of dive in. It's fun. And my whole thing is to help men and women communicate better in love. I don't believe in the battle of the sexes bullshit. So that's my qualifications for those that may be asking. But
Ain't nobody asking. Ain't nobody asking.
I love when I see the name because I can say the whole name. I know Kiva, but Kiva Brown, she go by Kiva in these streets.
Kiva Queen, if you're nasty.
Kiva, if you're nasty.
So what are those misconceptions?
Mm-hmm. I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that men don't like to commit. That is one of the biggest misconceptions. Men are the main people that commit to things too much. We're the base fanatics. The word fan comes from the word fanatic. Men commit to a job and will work that job, especially back in the day, will work that job forever. Forever and a day. Ever in a day. Ever in a day. You know, say they will work the job in hopes that, you know, they'll get promoted or they'll get that check or they'll get a raise. The other thing is, hey, Keisha Mack. The other thing is that men, when they go to the gym, men love to work out. Men work out to get results. They work out, oh, I'm going to work this out. My chest look bigger. Even if his stomach is bigger than his chest and he's still working his chest and hadn't thought about the beer and the flour and the dairy that he needs to get rid of to reduce the stomach chest ratio. But he'll work out because he's getting results. Mm-hmm. He'll be a fan for a team, put the jersey on, do the whole night. So men are a commitment, but in the relationship, usually a man can commit to certain things in a relationship. And because it's another person over there, he doesn't really have control over that. So, and nowadays, especially back in the day, if a man felt like he didn't have control, he could get quiet, he could get loud, he could hit. It's kind of fucked up, but men would hit, they would exert their quote unquote authority by getting physical, loud, or violent. It was a fight or flight thing. Nowadays, a man has to be a linguist to keep up with the average woman. And this woman could kick your ass. So you might want to watch if you're swinging on certain women. But we know you don't need to find a man. But yes, me and Keisha have been friends 30. We're about to celebrate the 30th anniversary of our high school. I was just telling April that. And she was like, oh, you mean I might be coming up on my 30th if I live longer? Yes, Negro, yes. So one of the biggest men can say, yeah, men can have temper tantrums. One of the biggest misconceptions is that men don't like to commit. That's not true. Mm-hmm. I know men that, and I'm an advocate for my brothers, you know, and women. Like I say, I don't do a lot of the battle of sexes bullshit. So when I do my shows, my events, my things, the first thing I get rid of is judgment and misconceptions. And why do you know, you can say some or most, but you haven't been with every man. You haven't been with every woman. Stop saying all. Stop putting people in this cloud of misconception, and it's fucking up your whole mentality. All the good men are married. So you're going to go after the good men that's married because you want a good man?
Can you say that part again? Because
You know what I'm saying? If you say all good men are married and you want a good man, so you're gonna start fucking with married men, make sure you don't get so caught up. Kids do that. My 11-year-old daughter talks about, you always do this, dad. You always cut me off. I said, first off, you're not an adult. What are you talking about cutting you off? Second, you're not an adult. What you talking about cutting you off? It's like, it's one of those things that we want to make sure that you keep your mind open. I can't find nobody. Ain't no good men here in Baltimore. Move.
mm,
The world is a big place. I know people who have gotten married, not that I always suggest it, but I know people who met people online, got married, and they've been happily married for a decade.
we both do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Several, so, and I know people that met their person in high school. I know people that, like I said, I can't wait. She's 11 now. Yes, my daughter she will be 11 going on 21, spending a lot of time with her mom now, sadly. I miss her. But she'll be 12 in November. I know people that, I always joke about this, but I know people that waited to get married before they even had sex or did anything and didn't last 6 months. And then I know people that fucked the first night they met in the club, on the speaker.
Right, on the speaker.
And been together 40 years. So, the whole.
Well, so it's funny that you bring that up because I feel that that's a misconception, like that you have to be a specific way. And a lot of people are like, well, I have to be this way so that I can meet my person. And it's like, no, you have to be you so you can meet your person, because if you are anybody else, your person is meeting your representative. And so unfortunately, you don't get the opportunity to be you don't introduce your man or your woman or whatever to the right person, and so you end up losing them, just like that person who you said didn't sleep with their whoever, and
Right.
and then got divorced after 6 months. Shit happens.
And let me be clear, there's nothing wrong with, I'm a virgin, I want to wait till I get married.
No.
I know men who are virgins and have not been married yet and are still virgins in their 30s. And I know all sorts of folks. But I also talk about this in the book, and I talk about one night stands in the book, because some of y'all had a one night stand 10, 15 a night ago, and you still killing yourself about it, about your decisions and things like that. That's not how this thing works when it comes to relating to people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people do talk about the whole thing of, oh, you should love yourself. You love yourself. I was talking to a friend of mine the other night. She mentioned it's sad sometimes. She thinks about the scenario with a lot of Black women that it seems like everybody's saying, well, you should love yourself. And they take that to, if I love myself because no one else is going to love. No. It's just a thing of loving yourself enough to, like April said, present yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff I do here is to get rid of the representative. Yeah, you're trying to be your best, but I don't believe in waiting 90 days to reveal other things about or do this, that. Because the more you give yourself time, well, I'm not going to tell them this. I'm not going to tell them.
Right.
How the cycle goes. In a psychiatrist, this was at a church event, actually. It was a Christian psychiatrist that did this thing. It was the things that happen to create your false self. He said, you get hurt. And then you get hurt and say, I'm never going to let that happen to me again. So what you start doing is you start building a process of creating things around you in space and boundaries and things that will never make that happen again. And I'm not talking about hurts that you can control. I'm just talking about hurts in general. But in the midst of that, you start creating a false self.
That's true.
Because you can't stop yourself from being hurt.
That's true.
It's inevitable. You can't love like this. Love, it makes you more vulnerable than anything in the world. So Stephanie said, to know me is to love me. And love me, need me.
Love me. Sorry, it's not.
Yeah, there are no rules to this thing, because if you sit down, like I said, I've talked to thousands of people over the past 20 years, and every story is different. And you know what a good movie is to watch, because these actual stories in the movie that the couples tell are real. They just use actors to tell these stories that they heard. It's a movie called When Harry Met Sally.
Mm-hmm.
Couples at the beginning and in middle of the film, talking about how they met. These are real stories. And that's the nature. You don't know how you're going to meet, but yes, do work on yourself. Be your best self. Learn how to relate. If you know that you got a hair, I have a friend we've known each other for years. And certain times you get to a certain point, and oh, she gonna go off. You know she gonna go off. That person that you might be that chick. Oh, they be, oh, he gonna answer you. I'm just saying, y'all know, you want everybody to know. Y'all know the bartender need to, the waiter need to know. Hey, the bus driver need to, the woman on the cruise need to know. Everybody gotta know that you're gonna go off. That's cool. But can't you change?
Well, okay. Can I get an amen on that? So because I hear that every day. Oh my God, I hear that every day. People say, I mean, I can't help it. This is who I am. Woo, boo. Can't nobody change you but you. Say that louder for the people in the back. Can't
Can't
nobody
nobody
change you
change you but you. The
but
Lord
you.
can't change you.
The Lord cannot change you. You have to be you. And it bothers me to my core that people say, well, I can't help it. This is who I am. Oh, wait. But so then
Can't
who
learn
else?
anything.
Right.
You
There's
can't learn it.
nothing about you that can change. Like you keep saying that you can't help it, but you know this is a problem.
Okay,
Fix it, boo boo. Um,
I like that.
I'm sorry.
You
My
know, somebody, and I've said this before, and people said it, and Steve, like when you come into money, one of the things about if you getting to the point where some people in here may be very well off, but came up poor, this, that, and other. But money doesn't change you. It may change your clothes, your car, your house, but it enhances who you are.
Mhm,
And Janelle said something about enhance you.
mhm,
Those are the things that, yeah, there's certain parts of you that may be a part of, but if it's something that is destructive, something that's been detrimental to your relationships with people as a whole. I was talking to a woman I love and care about, and this, that, and another. And one day we were on the phone. She lives out of town, and I was like, okay. And she, before I'm getting out the car, my daughter's in the back, and never forget, I pull up to my place. I'm like, yeah, you know. She said, yeah, because I just don't really trust people. I was like, people as a, because I'm a people as a whole, people in general, or like church people or certain people. No, you know, I learned at a young age I just can't trust people. And she was definite in that.
mhm.
And the next hour, I might have spent another hour in the car. I said, wait, let's break this down. Where were you as a young person, where you learned as a young person that somebody who did you so dirty that you realized at that point, I realized, because that's the shit that you hear about villains and superhero. I realized at a young age that when they pushed me out the building, I could no longer trust people. And I determined to kill every black, white, Jew, and Gentile. You know, what, what happened that made you decide not to trust people?
Mhm.
Because somebody's out there like, well, you know, men are dogs. How come?
All men?
All men? Like every man? Your father? I ain't know my father. Let's skip around your father. Anybody else you know? A pastor? All men are dogs? Or just the instance you went through and what happened? Because, you know, faith does come by hearing.
Mhm.
And if you keep saying something long enough, that's why it's powerful. That's a very powerful thing to affirm yourself. Um, and somebody's like, well, what does God do with me finding a man? Well, first off, you ain't really got to find a man. You can meet men, but when you meet the person, what are you doing there? What's coming? How's your attitude? How's your flow? And
Okay.
go.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, because getting there, when you're meeting somebody, I want to know about the key qualities or characteristics that people look for when they're trying to find that long-term person.
Ladies.
So I like the fact that you said that. Like, what is that? What are the key characteristics that people are going to look for? But my apologies, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no, no. And another thing, a date is just a fucking date. Let's start saying this because I've been there too. I've been sitting down with some. Oh man, she could be Mrs. Graham. I'm, I'm like, my last name is Rawlings, but she could, you know what I mean. If you have she could be movie reference.
Oh God, she could be the next Mrs. Graham. Oh, who's
Mrs. Graham.
who's Mr. Graham? Oh, I don't know, but she could be that person.
Yes, you can't meet her. That's another thing. Oh Lord, is hold up. You just said something on that. If you go, if your schedule of life is home, church, gym, work, then that's your
Where you
span
gonna
of
find?
where you're going to meet somebody, unless you're online. And then there's all kinds of pickings. Marcus, darling, there's all kinds of pickings online. Um, But also, let me rewind a bit. How much time we got? How much time?
We here. Damn
Okay,
it.
so
We here.
y'all gonna get it in.
Wait,
Y'all need
hold
to
on. Everybody, listen, let me tell you what I don't understand because we don't have enough of you on here. So because we don't have enough of you on here, I don't understand that. Make sure you share it to everybody. So tell all your friends right now. Look, tell your friends to be with my friends so we can be friends. Also, with the people that we do have on here, I don't understand why we don't have enough likes and shares. That makes my ass itch. And we do not want to have itchy ass. I'm just trying to tell you what I don't want. Amen. So please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. All right, and we're back.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want no itchy ass.
Oh wait, and where can people go to get your book? I mean, what is there? You said that there's a code that they can put in. How can we do this?
They can go to TroyRawlingsLive.com, but you can also just inbox me and cash at me and just give me your information. I'll send it to you. I'll autograph a copy, send it to you. Troy Rawlings Live. TroyRawlings.com is a Davis County lawyer.
I was just playing. I thought I put it in there right. Oh, y'all, don't judge me. Do it tomorrow. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
TroyRawlingsLive.com. Or you can also email me at TroyRawlings@gmail.com. Yeah. So if you don't see the link there, you can always just hit me up, inbox me. Y'all got anything Troy Rawlings where you see in a bald head and me? It's me.
Wait, how are they going to look again? One more time. Okay. We all got that.
But it was something I wanted to go back to.
Well, I know I was asking you about some qualities or characteristics, but you were talking about the fact that, like,
what's not allowing you to share it? Oh,
what's not allowing you to share
on Facebook?
What's not allowing you to share? Oh, are you on? Honey, that's because you're in the if you're in the group, that's different. You're gonna have to go to either to the website or just go to April Sandpage, my personal page.
You just told me the group was private.
I mean, the group is private. That's why you can't share it on that, but you can share it outside on everything else. Sorry, go ahead.
What was I saying? It was something good. It was something juicy. Where was I at, y'all? Tell me where I was at.
Yeah, y'all, come on, tell us, because we all over the place. Where's all the squirrels?
The squirrels.
Okay. So just continue going.
Okay. Put this down here too.
Well, I know I was asking you about some key qualities, but you were
caves. Okay, yeah, we were talking about the caves thing. Yes, if your span where you're going is home, church, work, gym. Thank you, Kiva. And characteristics. We're gonna talk about that too. Home, church, work, gym. Not in that order specifically, but that's where you're gonna meet the person. And if you go online, you're meeting people online, but you have to determine too what you're open to. But you know, there are all kinds of brunches going on. And look, let me tell you something. Every city, Black people are doing it on from cigar sips and socials. If you're here in LA, this Saturday, I have a great event in LA. To wine on the water in Baltimore that April just did. To Houston has got it popping off. DC, Virginia, wherever you are, and any kind of person. What are ladies? Mention some of the characteristics that you especially if you're single and you're interested in meeting someone, mention some of the characteristics that you're specifically looking for in a man. Put them upside. And also any of the issues that you found dating over the past I'm not even gonna say decade, because a lot of shit has changed in the past 5 years. Shit, post-pandemic dating. How's that? Because some of y'all got locked in. Some of y'all got divorced after you had to start staying in the house with the okay. All right, Karen, that's a good one. Loyalty. Karen, what do you mean by loyalty? Do you mean loyal as in someone who doesn't cheat? Do you mean loyal as got your back like your bestie? Give me the depths of what you're talking about as far as loyalty. But that's it. Humor, sense of humor, respectful, honesty. These are good. These are good. They general than a motherfucker, but they're good. They're good characteristics. Because all of these are things, believe it or not, folks, that are found out through time. The sense of humor is easy. That's the one you find up front. But I think you could purpose driven, you can find that up front. Effective communicator, you can find that up front. So let's do this. and I've never done this before. So this is April. Gonna have to share this later. I've never done this before. Large penis. You can find that up. All right. Let me talk about the large penis situation. You can find that out. And thank you for being honest. And she said it twice. Constance was like large penis again. Constance Denise. Let me tell you how you find that out up front. Honest and trustworthy. Okay. How you find that out up front. That's
Oh, gray sweatpants. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
gray sweatpants is cool, but then some guys are putting extra stuff in their pockets. You never know. But let him take you dancing. Go somewhere where you have to dance. Go somewhere where you have to put on slacks. Because that's another thing. Dress pants are totally different from jeans. Jeans can do with so much. If you got some linen shorts, dress pants, go to a fair where you got to put something on and back that thing up on him. Back it up on him. Y'all know how y'all do. Y'all back up to the point with the crevice of your ass squeezing the dick. Y'all know what y'all do. You can measure. Some of y'all dick measurers. We in a group, right? she said, Constance said, this is not public. Too late now, Constance. Everybody know Constance want a large penis. Everybody give Constance a large penis.
Where's baby Jesus? Thank you, Lord. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're in a group, right?
No, we are open.
No, we live. We live and direct. No. Constance like, we are in a group. Like, let me get out of here.
Damn it.
Change my name in my Constance Denise. Everybody cracking up now. But so y'all know.
Look, I just put it on mine so you all can actually share that one. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But we are on YouTube live. YouTube ain't in the group. But yes. So let's make a quick. So those of you that are keeping notes, we're gonna say, from dating to getting to know the person. So don't ask if I can put my hands down there to see.
You can ask that, Kiva. It's okay.
But look, let me tell you something. Everything is legal if it's legal.
Everything.
What did Jill Scott? What was that quote that Jill Scott did when she was on the Breakfast Club one day? She was like,
"Oh, if you could tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do." That is a true statement.
If you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do.
Yes. If you can
tell me what to do, you cannot tell me what to do.
That is the best. I mean, when she said that, I was like,
all she did is change her inflection, and you knew what she meant. That's very important because 60 to 70% of communication is nonverbal. This is one of the biggest issues that men and women have, because for most women, when you want to, definitely ask first. You always ask, unless the energy is. But let me tell you, when you don't have to ask, Kiva. If y'all on that dance floor, you on the dance floor and you back that ass up on him, you ain't gotta ask, because the crevice of your ass is gonna measure his dick.
You know, okay.
If you dancing with a man and his nature don't rise, that's one alarm right there. If y'all dancing and you rubbing against him and he don't get hard, that's an alarm. It's not saying it's unfixable. It's just, okay, so he may have ED, or maybe he's not attracted to me like that.
Okay, can we go there? I'm sorry, because we need to go there for a lot of the women, because I hear that as well. Oh no, he's not attracted to me. He must be gay. Why? I mean, he was dancing all on you until he realized your ass did not fit the criteria for what he was looking for. I'm just saying, like, you are not everybody's cup of tea. And I had to have that conversation with myself. I really did. Before I met my husband, I love my husband. But before I met my husband, I was a serial dater, right? And I would have those moments where I'm like, oh, how is he not into me? Like, I'm cute. Have you seen me? Like,
you start saying stuff like, what's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me? Ain't nothing wrong with you. Like, how many men do we see every day when we're just like, no? Why can't it be the other way around? It's just that we're so not used to it. We have that mindset of, I need him to notice the fact that I'm just that bitch. And it's like, no. You are not that bitch for him.
For him. Very important. Very important. And guess what? Sometimes you don't always find out upfront in dating. Sometimes it takes a bit more intimacy. Sometimes, well, we had sex and I just thought, you thought what? I had to tell my 11-year-old daughter when she had her first crush, I said, she was like talking about love. I was like, yeah. And I said, well, baby, let me explain something to you. First off, it's natural. Second, when you start talking about love and stuff like that, I have to tell you something. I said, you're going to get hurt. And she was like, and then one day she called me and said, Dad, hey, Dad, remember when you said that? I said, first off, good morning. Good morning. Remember when you said that? And she said, I was like, whoa, 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 what happened? Because I explained to her and I was like, oh, baby, I'm so sorry that happened. But I said, it was choice. I said, you can't have true love without free will. That's why God doesn't force you to do anything. You cannot have true love without free will. Yeah, women, y'all been rejecting brothers since y'all first had a curve in your body. Hey, no.
So, no, I had a conversation with someone years ago about that. So I want to touch on the fact that you were talking about your 11-year-old daughter and that she's coming to that realization at 11. Okay. Some of us are in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s and are still having that same conversation. I don't understand why I'm going through this, like what's going on. And it's one of those moments where you're just like, sweetheart, why is it that you expect the man to be that way? But you expect him to understand rejection because you're like, he's just not my type. But when it's the other way around, you're like, I don't understand. How could he treat me like this? I have seen women be so unbelievably rude to men to the point where it's just like, wow, like that was painful for me to watch. You know what
Right.
I mean?
I don't know where he's walking back to, but it's
But it's obviously walking back to go jump off of a bridge. And so yeah. But a friend
I really want to delve into that
okay.
because in the midst of getting to know someone, there's levels to it. You almost have to keep, and anybody knows me on the production side when I produce something and do events or work with a venue, is one thing I always say: if you don't own it, it can end at any time. I'm talking about the venue, but this is a key in life. If you don't own it, it can end at any time.
Mhm.
And I think that will give a different perspective. Is it going to hurt if you've been married to somebody for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years and it's over? Hell yes, it's going to hurt. Do you have control over this person's decisions? No. So let's deal with, because the reality before was this weird thing about, and it's not weird, it was just the covenant of it all. You just don't get divorced. We don't talk
Mhm.
about divorce. Divorce is off the table. But if divorce is off the table, you're taking away choice. And if you start taking away choice, now you have to make a concerted choice. Every people that's been together for years, they say it's a daily work. We make
Yeah.
a choice to do it every day.
Mhm.
Yes, you make a choice to brush your teeth every day. That one day you forget to brush your teeth and put your deodorant on, you at work, you're like, oh girl, you got something in your bag, girl. You feel like everything is off.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So uh the characteristics, I want to break this down. If you make a list of characteristics from dating and courting, when you're giving yourself a chance to get to know someone, some things you like up front. Does he have a large penis? I'm sure that's going to make a lot of difference. And see, where the guys used to hear, oh man, look, her looks going to fade. What happened if she gets sick? What happened this, that, and that? The 60s, like three of my best friends are in their 60s.
Damn. Oh, sorry.
Right?
I had to do
They
it.
won't. But if they not, if I know at least one of them fucking on a regular. The other two want to be. So however it goes, they're well able.
Mhm.
The average 60-year-old man, black man, stuff like that. We gotta make sure we good, guys. For the guys that may hear this later on, these 50, I'm talking about 60 somethings. The 50 somethings off the fucking chain. They working out in the gym, they throwing around 20-year-old girls, they fucking 20-something-year-old guys. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. It's MILFs, GILFs, and well, you can look. A woman can be a MILF. Everybody say you can wear the MILF t-shirt. A grandmother can be a GILF. Fathers can't do that. I can't walk around with fucking filth on my shirt. Nobody wants filth. Y'all want MILF? Y'all want GILF? Nobody want filth. See, we can't do what y'all do.
I just LOL'd.
But this is adult talk, right? All the kids will be out the room.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, 100%.
60-year-olds are crushing the fucking game. They are 60-year-old women, especially 60-year-old black women. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm meeting, here's the scary thing for me, being a single man, single dad. I live in Burbank, California, Los Angeles, blah, blah, blah. I'm meeting these fucking 28, 29, 30. It feels weird when I meet a 38-year-old because I'm 48. It don't feel like it. I'm keeping myself together. I'm doing what I know to do. I'm drinking a whole bunch of water. I've got my watermelons, my pistachios, my pomegranates. My dick still get hard when the wind blows.
Pineapple. Did you say pineapple?
Pineapple in there too. But women, let me tell you something. Pineapple is good, but you need to make sure your man is doing pistachios, pomegranates, and watermelon. Watermelon with seeds, especially. They could joke about black folks all they wanted to. That's an indigenous fruit from Africa that keeps you. Get the one with the seeds. All the peas. Pistachio, that is true. Pineapples, pistachios, pomegranates.
And watermelon.
PPPW. Let me write that down. It's your PPPW on. Triple P posse up in this. Okay. All right. We need some questions. All right. So make your list different. Honesty, loyalty, all that stuff. Those are things that, yes, you want to know that, but that takes time to know if this person is going to meet all those things. Those are the things that in marriage and in long-term relationships are tested. Those are the things that you learn through test. Those are test and trials things. A big dick, you can find out pretty easy. If he's cute, if he, if his tongue work, if you're the sexual chemistry, you can find out pretty quickly. But past that, those are some key factors.
Okay. So you were sitting here talking about like all of the things that you would do, all of the things you do for like healthy awareness, right? You work out, you are having all the P's and the W's. When it comes to the women, because I think that this is also something that we see a lot of like woman bashing now. And we see a lot of woman bashing on like social media, on like a lot of different podcasts. And I want to know, like, what is
you talking about, like from the Kevin Samuels time on through that whole
Yeah, I mean, like you see a lot of people who are looking at women like, well, you're not a perfect 10. Or what do you bring to the table? I can't stand the fact that a lot of women will say, I am the table. So those of you women who say, I am the table, sit down. But those of you who actually have something to present on the table, what is it that those men are going to look for as it relates to like self-improvement or self-growth? What do men want, really?
Let me say this, and this is coming from a person that I just, I'm probably going to get my degree in psychology before it's all said and done with. But everybody's a fucking therapist now. Everybody's a fucking counselor. Everybody's trying to evaluate people. Yo, you're going to lose your fucking mind. Social media is not real. Social media is exacerbated. Social media is the extreme of everything. These are young people who are usually running most of the stuff on there. So what you're seeing is a generation of folks who are not even taught, we're going to reference back in the day, but if you've never seen a happy married couple in your household, the next thing is to look at your aunts and uncles and then look at your community. If that's not seen at all, that means that's not even a reference point. That means your reference point starts coming from TV shows. half of them need to be evaluated, right? You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say that a lot of our young people, young women especially, who have grown older and things like that, were never taught healthy interdependence. They
Mm.
may have taught how to be independent, and not even a healthy independence. Just you got to do for yourself. Nobody, don't wait on no man. Does that do this, do that, do this, do that? Yes, and you go up that ladder, and you're exceeding, and you're doing everything you need to do. But if you haven't been taught healthy interdependence, how to interact with people, how to interact with a man, how does a man even think? The grandmothers and mothers say, "Baby, let me tell you a little bit about men." Those conversations. When's the last time an older woman, or even the older woman back then, and even though they look really old, like 50 was old back then, 50 something. Let me tell you about these old. 50
I
ain't
mean, truthfully, look at Golden Girls. All of them were like our age. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. Continue.
right. 50 was old back in the day. It wasn't no 50. Now the great grandmother's 50. the, the great grandmother, that's my grandmother right there. Like,
You mean your sister?
28.
Right.
How old is she? Oh, she like 50. You start doing the math. I say that to say that we need to lighten up on thinking about everything we need to change. But there are some basic things. I still teach my daughter about manners. I've been places and held doors from people and they still don't say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I've opened doors for women and they damn like, you ain't got to do that. I'm like, ma'am, I'm opening the door. Just walk through the goddamn door. What's wrong with you, girl? You ain't got to, you hold the door for me and then I got to do something for you. No, it's not. Manners used to, that's why the reason I'm working on the book, Her Butler, His Maid, Finding Gratitude and Servitude Towards Your Mate, is because of something my cousin I met here, one of my long distance cousins. And he was with me and we were in Brentwood and I'm at the gig and we talking and stuff like that. And he said, all right, if I gotta go, my wife doesn't like me to have her car. And something in my stomach like hit me. I was like, what is that? Now, later I found out that they were going through a situation, about to get divorced. But the way he said it, and I remember going to visit his house one time and his wife wasn't even there. He was like, oh, sit wherever you want. I was like, where are you sitting? The energy in the house was so, it felt like the haunting. It felt like the new Exorcist or some shit. Look, like a hand was going to come up through the car. It was crazy. I say that to say that we're not even doing the basics of being gentlemen and ladies to each other.
Mm.
We're not, thank you. Oh, thank you. We're expecting all this respect, all this honor, but we don't even have it in ourselves to give it out to the common person.
That's true.
The Christmas song. Listen to some fucking Christmas songs. Smile and say hello. Nod at people. Get used to saying, I know some shit is going on, but it used to be something like manners matter. It used to be something where we didn't carry everything on our face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I interviewed Kathy Hughes one time. She said something key. He said you'd see a woman, black woman, on the bus stop back in the day. She was going to work. She was a maid, but she had white gloves on. She had her vest on. She had her jacket on, her suit. She was looking, and she was going to work to clean someone's house. But she was like, "Thank you," And if a man see her, "Oh, excuse me, young lady, let me get that." Oh, thank you. Oh no, thank you. You watch that big ass going down the street. Lord, you work at Miss Maybell's house, huh? Well, I'm gonna come back around. I don't know where all this southern shit come from.
I know, right?
But I'm old school, so respect was instilled in me at an early. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, Karen. I know you did, Karen.
That's Kern. You gotta say a name. You say it right, Kern. But I think that that's so true, and the fact that based on what I'm hearing, you're putting that into your daughter, right?
I'm instilling, even in mind you, I'm co-parenting. It's a situation where my daughter wants to spend more time with her mother, so sometimes. But today she gives me attitude like she doesn't want, because I know her misconception is that I'm just gonna be like, all right, you gotta come back over here. It's just a time and a change, and thank God for a lot of older folks that have told me, look, even friends my age who have kids is like, you're gonna go through some transitions, but Today she did, prime example. I use this as a reference, a teachable moment. Today, her mom was there. I was there. She came out of school. She said, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey, your clothes a little dirty. Something happened, Jim? You know, because back in the day, you know, I look at you see some dirt on one side of your kid's side, and you like, was there a rumble?" I'm looking at her face for any marks because she ain't gonna tell me. She was kind of looking away. She was like, all right. She's like, no, I'm fine. And now, mind you, she also has a time of the month, so I got to be mindful. This could be that time of the month, so I'm not too. And she could be hangry. Could be a bunch of stuff. But I'm so used to being there for all of it. But then she kind of did something, turned her back. So I called her. I said, "Hey, you upset with me?" She was like, no, I was just looking at my friend. I said, "Oh, okay." Because according to your body language and how you would position yourself, I thought something was wrong. She's like, "No." And we talked for a bit and we got okay. And it could have been something wrong. But get that shit out, baby. Talk to me. Because I'm not that dude that you're just going to act a fool with and just walk away from. So, and I say that in that sense because I still had to be mindful of how to deal with something that I may not know what's going on. Mm-hmm. It's not, I'm not talking about the cat that's trying to holler at you in the street. You keep walking and you're like, "Fuck you then, bitch." Like, "Well, fuck you then, you small dick motherfucker." Like, "Oh, wait, you don't know me like that." You know, that you don't know me. I set it over this bitch. I'm Karen Dixon, motherfucker. You know, no. A lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So, but real talk, let's get into some nitty gritty because some of y'all have been on here for a minute. And I want to see any questions, y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, they can ask you all the. I mean, y'all can go ahead and put some questions in the comment section.
Let me tell you how powerful, because Karen Dixon just said something. Let me tell you how powerful body language is. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all may have seen the movie Shawshank Redemption. Remember, if you never saw it, no. But women, April always been talking about. I'm sure she got her husband with her eyes, let alone everything else. But the eyes, you know, the eyes. Some of you have hips, dips, hair. Body language is key. And women, you have to invite a gentleman in. Some may come and approach you, but some may not know what to say. Men are still in awe of you. We still get turned on by a woman who is attractive. To this day, if I see an attractive woman, and now mind you, I'm a little older, so it slips out. I used to be able to hold it a little more. I may say, "Oh, Lord mercy." It may slip out my lips because my lips don't close. Lord, you do what you do when you do it.
Must be jelly because jam don't shake.
You see, yeah, I know I'm getting older because it just come out. Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, it's really often I'm vainglorious. This is I will say
need you to go stand in somebody's corner. Amen. No, you instilling everything that you're instilling in your daughter. I love that. But I need to know, because there's a lot of single fathers out there, right? And I think that it's very hard for a woman to, and vice versa, for anybody to date someone who already has children, going into it kind of knowing that their life. I know, right, Kiva? I know that it's really hard going into it, kind of trying to get in where you fit in. So what is the best approach to dating someone who has children?
Follow their lead. If the person doesn't really have, some people don't have filters for their kids. Some people have good filters, and some people have too many filters. So you kind of got to follow the person's lead. If you're the person with the child, be mindful that everyone doesn't need to meet your children. Be mindful that there's certain things that a friend of mine told me that she was dating a guy for years, or they were engaged and everything, it didn't work. But they were dating each other for a couple months before he let her know he had kids. Red flag like a motherfucker. Just because someone doesn't let you meet the children, you too. I know this one sister, she's always cool. We try to connect. We have crazy energy, this, that, and other. But I know she has children. I've never heard her mention her children. She doesn't know. For me, that's like either what are you hiding or where are they staying? Like, what's going on with your kids?
Do they live at your house?
Yeah. Do they live with you, or they live with the kids? Mm-hmm. I met a lady who said the kids were staying with their father and whatever's going on. And everybody got different situations.
Mhm.
But letting someone know up front about the children gets to see that part. When they meet the children, whole nother animal. And that's according to the adults. But if someone is moving so fast with you and they let you meet the children early, be the person that pulls the reins back and say, okay, if you are in control of the speed of this car. If he's going too fast, because a lot of ladies in here, I don't see any guys yet. He's going too fast and you want it to slow down, pump the brakes.
Mhm.
If she's going too fast and you want it to slow down, pump the brakes. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to be comfortable, because if you force, I'm getting older now. So if I'm in a relationship with somebody and I'm trying to feel it out, this, that, and other, even if intimacy happens early off, don't push everything forward just because, okay, we've been intimate. This seems cool. I guess I need to really commit into this.
Mhm.
If you feel like don't commit because you feel like you have to. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
Because guy, if you're paying attention, if you why is this guy doing this? Because there's certain factors with guys. Now, if you've been with this guy and everything's clicking and y'all seem like everything's good and everything's going wonderful, the sex is good, if you're even there, if you haven't had sex or whatever, everything's good, and then all of a sudden the guy changes his patterns and he's calling you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He doesn't call you Thursday, he calls you Friday. I'm sure your whole conversation on Friday is going to be, what'd you do yesterday?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I say that because men tend to, and this is in books, this is in, if you read Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, this is in there. Men tend to pull back a bit right before he makes a final decision. Sometimes it's called the rubber band syndrome, rubber band effect. Pull back and really look at this, and I'm really going to settle. That's why men talk about marriage differently than women. Women are like, oh my God, I'm getting married. Girl, we got to do this, we got to do that. Guys be like, yeah, man, think I'm gonna go ahead and settle down. Like, settle down. What you mean settle down? Go ahead and get married to Annie. Oh, you getting married? Yeah, I'm gonna settle down. I'm gonna shut it down. Settle down. Everything a man talks about is settling down.
Right.
I'm getting married, and that's a generalization of being funny. But to a man, in some ways, it's about settling down. This is going to be this is a real commitment. I got to be in it. And he should take it seriously like that. Because if a man doesn't take it seriously like that, he may not take it seriously like that.
I'm glad that you said it like that, because I have met a lot of people who have been in relationships. They go ahead, they're about to get married, and that's kind of the conversation. I had a really good friend who got married. It was so sad. It was so sad because he knew up front that she was not the right person for him. He knew day one that that was not his person. And he's such a great person. And together they were so horrible. So it's just like, to look at them and to look at his experience makes me sad, because I feel that if he had the right person, he would still be married today. You know what I mean? I feel like he just settled.
Yeah, I don't know why I have a very close friend that did the same thing. I know why, because some people it's a rebound. It's the next thing. Kiva gave you eyes like she know who you're talking about. I think, was that what those eyes mean, Kiva? Like,
I'm gonna say yes, but yes. Let me drink some more. Damn, I left my tea.
Right. I got kombucha. I don't want to be drinking kombucha, and I'm like, I gotta go.
Excuse me.
Pardon me. I don't know. It's kombucha. Sounds like what it do. Kombucha.
But it's unfortunate that things like that happen. And earlier on, you were talking about some red flags, and pretty much warnings. I'm going to say warnings. What are other red flags? And I'm actually going to say this on the other side. Like, what do you think that, as it relates to a woman, and I just want women to hear this from a guy's perspective, what is it that you all see in us that can be a red flag for the way that we're handling things?
Too many absolutes.
Elaborate.
Um, yeah, because I don't do that. Yeah, because you positioning yourself on what you do and don't do versus being more of a receiver in the midst of a conversation. Um, I've talked to several women that talk about, well, yeah, he monopolized the conversation. I was like, that dude just really, if you're monopolizing the conversation and not giving a woman a chance to talk, you kind of, unless the woman is very introverted, yeah, some people do. Unless the woman is very introverted, you want it to be a mutual conversation.
Mhm.
Um, so too many absolutes up front. I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't, I don't go there. I don't do this. I don't eat this, unless you got food allergies and something. But too many absolutes up front. And that may sound kind of trivial, but you don't want to position yourself. You're not positioning yourself when you first meet somebody. You're getting to know them.
Mhm.
The problem is, as we get older, we have so much scar tissue. We have so many scars and pain bodies and triggers, and that it's like every little thing a person says, it's like, so you kind of got to go in blank as much as possible when you're meeting people. Smiles still work, ladies. A winking of the eye. If a guy's looking at you and you look back and he's staring, don't go.
Wait, one more time. Okay, I wanted to make sure that everybody do that look one more
Right,
time.
right. Guy looking at you and you like, don't you like, because I've talked to women before and they were like, guy was looking at me in the club, but he didn't say nothing. Did you invite him over? Huh? He doesn't know if he's a guy and he doesn't want to be shot down. There's a number of things. He's interested in you, but if you invite him over, you can have a cool conversation. If he walks all the way over there and the guy has any sense and he talks to you and you're not interested or you're married or whatever, that's a long fucking walk back. And every other woman in there has seen him walk over, and most women like, I don't. You went to her first. But a
Right.
cool woman to be like, yeah, I saw you talk to old girl, and she must have turned you down, and you walk back over there. So I ain't know. But you know what I'm saying. So it's going to places where you feel comfortable is a key thing. Red flags for women that men red flags that men see
Men seeing women, yeah.
too much. Anybody, this goes for both. Anybody who talks too much about their last relationship,
Ooh,
big
that's a
red
good
flag.
one. Say that one louder.
Anybody who talks too much about their last relationship,
Mhm.
especially if it's still fresh. Oh yeah, we separated about 7 months ago. Anybody that's too something I found out. A friend of mine told me this may be something with ADHD too. I didn't even feel it. Anytime it's like I've had amazing sexual chemistry with people that I first met. I'm just adult. I'm just real. Anybody knows me know I talk taboo. So, and and if we decide to do something adult, it's very adult. But if it's moving too fast, that is a thing. Like if you know you horny and like he can get it if he don't say nothing wrong. He don't say nothing wrong and his shoes clean. All right, if this nigga breath don't stink, oh it smells good. Oh, he's not talking too much. Damn it, he's gonna get it. What do I have? Something in my house. Are the kids home? If you making you don't even know you making life decisions right there. You ready to risk it all. Grandmother, you text her and see if she can stay a little long. Yeah.
Mhm.
But if that's moving too fast, most women you ain't gotta tell. If guys only talking about everything about sex and everything is there, you kind of know that red flag is kind of obvious. But for guys, ladies, you may not realize this. The same guy that might have been flirting on a text or flirting online when he meets you, he's not that bold.
Mhm.
Um, there is something going on sexually. As we get older, I start realizing certain things too. If all of a sudden it seemed like this, that, and other, and you didn't at the while, it's like if you keep pushing the sexual thing towards someone or something like that, and they keep pushing back, and it's a man or a woman, maybe there's a reason they're pushing back. Back up, chill out, see what's going on. Is it a mental thing? Is it a physical thing? We're getting older now. And I joke about this, about being 48 and my dick gets hard when the wind blow. But I know 30 somethings that take let me tell you something. If you look online and they're pushing hymns and
Yeah,
blue
that's true.
chews to 30 somethings and 20 somethings, and it's just like if you don't have diabetes and you take insulin, it will shut down your pancreas.
Hmm.
If you don't have a problem with getting hard and you take things to think you're going to get harder, it could affect your body differently.
Yeah.
So, just saying, there's different things for different people. But
So no, I want to touch on that. From a sexual standpoint. So let's say you, for instance, you meet her. She's everything. Everything is right. No red flags. And then you finally have pineapples. Um, you finally enjoy her sexually. I mean, I was trying to be funny, but obviously failed miserably.
because
Um,
everybody likes pineapples. Most people, I'm like, I want some pine. I'm hungry now.
I'm hungry. But you finally get to, finally get a chance to fuck. What if it's just unbelievably bad? So, from a man's perspective, does he say, well, this is it, I'm done? Or does he want to work with her?
I've had that happen.
Oh,
Not that
okay.
it was unbelievably bad, but I've had.
Well, I want unbelievably bad, and then I want to hear your story, but I'm just saying, I want to know about unbelievably bad. Would he just kick her to the curb? But please continue.
Well, and it's not the fact of. I'll say this, because if it's just sex, the act that was bad, but you're attracted to everything else. If the person, y'all can work on that.
Hmm.
If it's just the sex, if you're not if you realize you're not attracted to this person sexually, it's two different things. So we're talking about the act was bad, but you're physically attracted to this person, you want to, and it's just you have to work on your chemistry together.
Hmm.
That's something different. But if you have sex with the person, you realize you're not sexually attracted to this person. You may have been kind of physically there to get to that point, but you're not sexually, like, even if you start having sex on a regular basis, you're forcing it. That's the difference. If the chemistry is good, I don't see how the sex can be bad. But what do I know? No, the chemistry can be great.
And the sex can be
Sex can
unbelievably
be
horrible.
bad. That's what I'm talking about. See, most people think, oh, our chemistry is great. Our sex is going to be great. Not always. I've had great chemistry with somebody.
Oh,
I'm a comedian.
I was about to say, I need to hear
That's
this.
why, that's why I've had great chemistry with somebody, and you get to having sex, and the back is all hunched up, and you're like, why don't you lay down? No. It was just bad. It's like, are we not comfortable?
What is really going on?
Tries before my final score. Kena said I give 3 tries before my final score.
See, Kiva, that's where
Thank you,
some
Miss
of us.
Jackie. I appreciate you so much, Alex
I know,
Trebek.
right?
Kiva Trebek out this bitch. We're gonna go to the final round and see.
What is it? Yeah.
But there there is there is a difference between having sexual chemistry with somebody and that, because some people are just very good at the chemistry part. You could have chemistry and you're joking and you have all that. But I've talked to people before and I was like, wait, y'all, at one point in time, it seemed like everything was on point. What happened?
Right.
Because all of a sudden it shifts and the person wants sex more than the other person, or the person has a mixed conception of what sex is. I was talking to a friend of mine and just her nature looks like she can be a sexual person, even though she's uncomfortable with certain things. But you can be sexually attracted to somebody, have the chemistry and everything flowing, but the sex is not, sex is damn near like an exercise. Like some people 3 times, that's hilarious. Some people, and it was a woman that said this. Shoot, yeah, I got a problem. You know how to do sex, and you hitting all the right spots, and you making me come like I'm crazy. This, that, and other. And some guys, you gotta be careful, ladies, because some guys have practiced that. Some women have practiced, okay, well, I've had women tell you, man, but if I suck your dick, I'm like, how you know I'm even into that?
Mm.
Which to tell you the truth, I don't mind. I love oral sex, both ways, every way, up, down, shit. Everything if it's clean, toes, assholes, elbows. It don't matter. If it's on, it's on. It's great.
On and popping.
If it's popping, if it's popping, I might slow down. but if it's on, it's on. But I say that because someone can be very skilled in the act of sex, just on a regular basis, and know certain things or take time and do certain things, but then something shifts in the chemistry because this person has done the thing they know how to do, but then intimacy has to come into play. What is intimacy like? Because when you get to a level of intimacy with someone, then sex changes.
Mm-hmm.
Each level of and women know this. If you don't know this, women, I'm gonna teach you something, and it's in every study of spirituality study. Is even in the Bible. Shit, there's a whole book about it that most preachers don't preach in the Bible called the Song of Solomon. But the Song of Solomon is deep.
If y'all know me, y'all know I ain't. Go ahead.
You'll get it in. Well, so many have talked about it, but women open up like flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So the more comfortable a woman feels, and most women know this, you're in more control of your orgasm than anybody on this planet. Because I've talked to women, and it's like, all my sexual experiences, my 3 sexual experiences have been very, very low. Very, they were bad. They weren't good experiences, this, that, and other. And I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I was like, why? What happened? They're like, I don't know. This, that, no. I said, you masturbate? She was like, yeah. I said, how long did it take you to come? She was like, 2-3 minutes. I said, oh, so there's nothing wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what do you watch when you're masturbating? she said, this one guy. I said, what? I said, wait, what? Is that a porno? It's like, no, this is one guy that, he'll just masturbate. I said, okay, whatever's your thing.
I can't judge.
Are you saying the conversation went very sexual? I don't know why I'm going here. Obviously, y'all are pulling this out of me. No. But if y'all have any more questions. But
no, she was talking about what you were saying. But continue, please, because I want to hear about this one. I'm sorry.
The reason I say this is because this person is an introvert. She's a writer. She's very astute. She's a beautiful sister. But as she talked about her relation, and one of her relationships was with a guy who was she was like, he's in the S&M and BDSM or whatever. He was into the whole, and I was like, okay, so what was the issue? He said, well, I just wasn't comfortable. I was like, yeah. What's so amazing to me is you would think at a certain level, most men realize that if the woman is not comfortable and the woman is not orgasming and the woman is not, like, that is a part of what you do as a man. You learn that side. You learn how to please. You learn to do all those things for the woman you're with.
Mm-hmm.
Ozzie Davis and Ruby D have a book called 50. They talk about being together for 50 years. Oh, yeah. No, Songs of Solomon is very sexual. And no one ever is amazing to me that not many preachers talk about it. That's why.
Of course, they're not going to talk about it because then they have to, admit certain things. But I want to hear about Ruby D and
Ruby D. Ozzie Davis, I love, because on my website, you'll see it. And I have to update my website, y'all, for the upcoming events. And I'll do that tonight since everybody's on here. But Ruby D talked about love and how it was like forgiveness blanket with passion and all this stuff. It was a beautiful thing. Ozzie D said, the one thing I love about marriage is marriage gives a man an opportunity to learn what love really is. And he said, if you want to love all women equally, learn how to love one woman fully. And that is the key in a lot of ways. The key is the person that's in front of you on a date is the person that you have to get to know. And likewise, this person is getting to know you. So chemistry, I've had great chemistry with certain people. And as we talk and go forward, it's like, okay, the sex part can be a lot. They do, but not from the pulpit, mostly during marriage conferences. Yeah, but they don't get into it like they should. Because if they got into it like they should, it wouldn't be so many divorces inside the church. The church.
That's true.
when they dipping out to getting things, because everybody's still, what's so crazy is everybody's still the people. It's the representative thing. But yeah, characteristics, we talked about that. I think it'll be good in the dating scenario when you're meeting somebody to there's nothing wrong with the physical. We see the first thing we see is physical. So like like Constance Fry, like like
I'm like, I wish I would remember the actual words because I love that. That's one of my movies.
yeah,
Bully,
straight place, right?
bully, bully, oh,
Right.
sorry.
So the physical piece that you like about somebody is all good, being sexually, having fun, this, that, and other. But make sure you have your list of long-term characteristics too. So have your dating characteristics.
Oh Lord, I'm so mad you said that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I really didn't. But it's the fact that you listen, okay? Sometimes, because I have some people who are on here listening, okay, and they talk about their list that they have,
Oh,
which
no.
I'm fine with your list, okay? But they are so stuck to this list. He got to be 7 feet tall. He got to be hung like bull. He got to. I'm like, yo, throw that list away. I like the fact that you said characteristics. I really like that you. So please, please.
Yeah, characteristics, not and yeah, I know what you
No,
mean.
I wanted to make sure that that I specified that I'm they're specific. He said, and I quote, characteristics. For those of you who are listening, I need you to listen to characteristics. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it became kind of crazy, right? It became kind of crazy that you said hung like bull and 7 feet tall. Well, you need to actually go over to Africa. There is a village in Africa where the majority of the men are 7 feet tall, and
Are they hung like bull?
their dick hits the ground. So you'll be good. You'll be good. Take some take some stuff with you. Right. The whole arm. But yeah, the whole list thing is kind of funny, and that's where we go into the thing of the late Kevin Samuels. He was talking so much about these lists that women had. I want a guy that makes 6 figures and does this. If he can't do this, if he can't do that, and then. Well, when Kevin was talking, some people need to know about Kevin Samuels. Kevin was he was working in financial areas, doing some other stuff. He started doing some stylist stuff for some athletes. So the guys he was having those conversations with were professional athletes and people who made a certain amount of money. I'm only 5'1". You ain't gonna kill me.
I'm sorry. Please continue, Kevin.
I heard more women passed up dicks that were too big than I had a friend that told me one time she had a doctor come over, and dude was from Africa. He's laying on the couch. She a thick sister. She was like, yeah, I had the thing on it. Lights were off. And he was like, yes. She's like, Troy, I thought he was rubbing his legs. She's like, I turned the light off. She was like,
get out.
See, she was like, whoa, no. What you gonna do with that? She was like, what? He said, no. I gotta go to work and you ain't rearranging my innards.
Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna keep you on top.
So when he was doing, Kevin Samuels initially started talking to men on YouTube, talking about how you dress and certain things to talk to women and just giving touching my brain from I had somebody say that before. You in my nose. I just bust out laugh. When I laugh, you can't do nothing with your laugh. Touching my brain from my cooch.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing out loud.
All right, this is we all family in here. That's how I do my show. We all family in here. So Kevin Samuels was talking to men, talking about little tips, how to dress, do this, and that. He actually went to a guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Style OG, who told him he was all over the place with some of his clothes, and he was like, "Yo, you do better. Just wear a suit. Just wear a suit every time you're on, so you don't have to worry about what you're wearing and stuff like that, because it looks a bit confusing." So the Style OG talked about him and got him on point with that. But he started talking about to women, and once he started talking to women, yeah, that's true. Once he started talking to women, his ratings went up. So it became a money thing after that, the bickering, the back and forth. And he had 2, I don't know, baby mamas, exes, and never really talked about them because their lawyers probably was like, nigga, if you say one thing, we suing you. Because he never talked about that. But I say that to say, yes, I even way before Kevin Samuels, way before when we first started talking this, the reason I started the Taboo Talk tour with
Mhm.
Beyond the Transition and me writing the books is because I want to help men and women communicate better in love. One of those things about love is it leaves space for growth. A list does not. A list also puts you in a position to check your list and
Thank
not
you,
the person.
Karen.
Yeah. Can you measure up to your own list? You know, you're checking the list, but you're not checking the person. And most women who make lists and men either
Amen.
come from physical preference or hurt. I don't want to be hurt like that again. So I need somebody that's very
Mm.
honest. I don't want to be cheating on again. You can't, there's nothing, understand what I'm saying. There are pastors and pastors' wives and people who have been good. There's some good people that have ended up making the decision to ride a bad dick and cheat on their husband or cheat on their wife. You cannot control, and I said this on another show one day recently, you cannot control what someone else does. That means you have to enter something being your best self and hoping for the best and knowing that you do not control someone else's decision. And it's
Mhm.
not always because of something you did, and it's not just because the person, the dog, but to tell somebody to be monogamous in a relationship, the reason there's so many look, you don't, God never tells us thou shalt breathe. The reason that when you take vows of marriage, you do it before God and people, witnesses, and the state has to have you sign something in that state to make a contract is because it's not usually normal. Anything you have to go through that much to get it done and then to dissolve it is because this is a contract between these two people that they decide to do life together and they're going to stay together till death. I don't know any other contractors till death. So when they do that kind of thing, the reason okay, it didn't work out, so we got to go through this. And the reason they go through that, it's all about choices. And we have to begin to love ourselves and love other people because you have to love people to allow them to make the choices they make. Is it fucked up? Is it hard? Yeah, but you can't make anybody love you. Turn down the light, turn down the turn down these lights. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot what. I can't make you love me if it don't.
Mm.
So,
As far as the choices that we do have, I think we are so set in our ways and we want everybody to be the way that we want them to be, or
mm,
this thought. And I think that it's men and women because I the blessing that I have with my husband, right, is that we talk a lot. We talk through a lot. Previous relationships that I've been in, we haven't been able to talk through anything.
mm,
And so the choice, making that choice that I'm going to work through things and make sure that I understand where you're coming from so I can understand how I need to act. Not saying I need to change who I am, but sometimes you need to alter the way you're delivering. We talk about delivery versus intent all the time. And
mm.
so we have made a choice to work together through whatever it is that we're going through. Have we cursed each other out? Probably not. No, we haven't cursed each other out. Have we cursed each other out in our heads? Abso-freaking-lutely. Have we yelled at the top of our lungs and said we're done? 100%. Did we mean it? No. We made that choice that we're going to work through it. So as soon as we can calm down, we go have that conversation. Now we're in a microwave society where people don't want to have to work through things and
Yeah,
they want to
everything
control.
you have so many choices. You have any, you can lean into this if you can't talk to you guys have established something that's really key.
Mhm.
And but to say let's the talking, the communication. But I like the fact that you haven't cussed each other out. See, a lot of times
In our
people,
head. We do
yeah,
it all in
yeah,
our
that's fine. But some things, the to think that we're strong enough to handle coming back from anything. If I'm verbally cussing the woman I say I love out, bitch, fuck you, da, da, da. And you can't really take that stuff back.
head.
I didn't mean it. Some people have done it so much that y'all oblivious to it, but don't realize that each time you go there in those kind of arguments with your spouse or your loved one or someone you're dating, you're tearing apart of both of you.
Mhm.
And eventually you're gonna reach for something and it ain't gonna be there inside
I'll
of you,
be there. Yep.
or them. So that's a key thing the level of respect. There's a book called Love and Respect. Doctor, I always get the doctor's egg, Dr. Egg something. Hold up, I don't know why I'm acting like I don't have all the
You
things.
have
It's called Love and Respect. Great book. I have a lot of books. I give so many daggone books away. Um, but there's a formula that is very key. And there's a cycle that's key with this. Love and respect. It's Emrys Eggerichs. Uh, and it says, the love she most desires, the respect he desperately needs. Very good book. I want to, if y'all can see that. It's a Burgundy and White, Love and Respect. Dr. Emerson. Very good book.
Dr. Emerson, love and respect.
Love and respect. So here's the cycle. If a woman feels loved, she's usually respectful. If a guy feels respected, he's usually loving. If a guy feels disrespected, he gets unloving. If a woman feels unloved, she gets disrespected.
Disrespectful. Mm,
And
indeed.
whereas a man needs to, anytime there have been scenarios, very seldom will you hear a guy say, well, I don't feel like she loves me anymore. But a woman will say, I don't feel like he loves me anymore. Do you love her? Do you love her? Guys saying, she just don't respect me, man.
That's true.
She's being disrespectful to me. And because my daughter's the longest relationship I've ever had, when I had to tell my daughter that she was being disrespectful because of her being at her mom's house and she was presenting, her mom obviously wasn't telling her, hey, yo, watch yourself. I remember having to tell my daughter, Zoe, you're being very disrespectful. And I know it sounded weird to her because she never heard it, but I broke down what she was doing. And in the midst of that, I couldn't operate in that time. So until you get back over here, then we can have a conversation. But I had to establish something in her head. It was like, whoa, what does that mean? I disrespected this man. This is my father. Now, mind you, I keep repeating those things about fatherhood because a lot of the stuff that we deal with now becomes from what we learned.
From our father.
But for men and women, it is a love and respect thing. That means, ladies, that the guy you meet, if he doesn't have a loving nature, if his nature is more lustful than loving, that's a red flag. Loving is caring. Loving is like, can we go out? Can we take time? And when you go out, does he pull a chair out? Does he do this? Does he offer to pay for the meal? Does he do certain things that are loving, caring type things? If you can check, how is his relationship with his daughter, his mother, his grandmother, his aunt, any sisters? How are those relationships? You don't need to know everything about his past relationships, but just kind of get a feel. These are things that are all legal to ask up front. That's why I say conversational foreplay for dating. They're legal to ask up front to get a feel for the person. And likewise, gents and things like that. Are you respectful to this man? And what does that mean to you? Do you know what it is to be respectful to a man?
And I don't think that I don't think a lot of people who have been without their father really know. And I say that just because if you haven't had a father figure in your house on a regular basis in your life, you might not necessarily know. Just like maybe a guy who has been brought up around just guys, they don't know how to treat a woman, or who have never seen a two-parent household.
Right.
They really don't understand the dynamics. So it's very true. What I'm going to do
You
is
never heard a guy say, lower your voice, young lady. And you have to do it. If you never heard a father say, you can lower your voice.
well, okay. I know this is really random, but you can follow me on this one. We've all seen that video on the social media of the dogs, where it was like the baby dog puppy. We're gonna go with the word puppy. for everyone. The puppy was like barking, wouldn't stop. And the mother kept barking at the dog, like, shut up and stop barking. And the father just walked over and was like, "Roo!" And the dog was like, well, we're done here.
Right, right.
And it's like sometimes you just need that father figure. Sometimes you need that man. And here's the thing, if you didn't have a father in your, I mean, a father in your household, that doesn't mean that you can't get that same energy. So sometimes you can get it from, to your point, a brother, a cousin, an uncle, a school teacher. Like sometimes you can get it from that person that you need to get it from. And so, like, appreciate that and actually learn from it. And you can still learn it as an adult. Again, going back to you're the only person that can change yourself.
Right.
And you're the only person that can realize that if you want to be in a relationship, you're going to have to work for it.
Right.
Working for it is real. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Okay, I'm sorry. It's hard, but it's worth it if that's what you want. If that's not what you want, then don't go out looking for it. If you're not willing to put in that work, don't. Sorry, I don't mean to just put it out there like that. But I wanted to go back really quickly to you. I want to get off the relationship piece for a second. Right now, oh, sorry, I just wanted to put this out there because she was talking about you earlier. Um, what are you working on?
Somebody said hello, everybody. Charlotte, North Carolina is checking in. What was up on that? What am I working on?
What are you working on?
What am I just doing?
No, what are you working on? Like, what's next? Like, you have an event coming up
Yes,
in May.
this Saturday, September the 16th, I will be doing Cigars, Sips, and Socials live. I'm excited about this because for the past year, I've been working on an article for Sheen Magazine called Cigars, Sips, and Socials, really exposing a lot of the cigar brands and cordial and alcohol brands and adult lifestyle brands that are owned by mainly us Black folks, that in the industry that has been billion-dollar industry on both sides, learning the ins and outs. And I started doing it because as I started going to some of these adult cigar lounges and stuff like that, I always made business contacts. It was great meeting people, women and men, great spots to go. Now, if you're not a person that's into cigar smoke, of course, you don't go to the cigar lounge. But there are other socials and events going on and sips, and it's just a whole vibe. And we've seen it more and more, people doing wine by the water and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, it's the new Black Business Network. And I'm like, no, Negro, you just getting older. You're almost 50. This is what older folks do. They used to do it at Macio's old bar around the corner, but it. So
for those of you who don't know, that's in Baltimore. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. All those old bars around the way, but it's just been a good experience of working with Sheen Magazine since 2020, doing live interviews with different celebrities and stuff, to writing for them over the past year, and just seeing how not just a beauty magazine transitioning into a lifestyle magazine. Working with Eartha Harris, of course, in Baltimore, and some of the things we have coming up. Eartha has a beautiful nice venue that she's building up there. Kamos Muhammad doing the financial stuff, and different people I'm talking to. I'm really liking how we're offering services along with different events, and it's changing as the dynamics are changing as we get older. Also, if anyone has a business, if you have a business or product or anything like that, you can always hit me up. Like you said, I'm a producer. I tie businesses and people services into events, into other things we do, and I help you also with your branding. So that's something I've always loved to do with business people. But I'm really getting excited because I'm hitting the stage more. I'm about to do the Taboo and Taste tour. So I have different caterers, and big shout out to CC's Cakes, who did our fight party. We did it Swank Men's Fashion, but I'll be back at Swank Men's Fashion doing a Taboo and Taste with Tasted W's Catering. We just taste, their logo is we just taste better. They got brisket tacos and gumbo and
and then we got make some vegan brisket tacos.
We got vegan. We got Fat Vegan. Fat Vegan does some amazing stuff.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, we got
So
big subject.
for
But
those of you who
but
don't
yeah,
know,
I'll be update. Most of that stuff is on my social media. I'm revamping some of my website stuff, so it'll be on there. But if you follow me, yeah, if you follow me, Instagram, Troy Rawlings Live. On Facebook, you can find me there. Oh yeah, Lynette, and April too, because April used to sing at the Black
that's what I was
Type
about to bring
Motorcycle
that up.
event.
I was
Yeah,
about to bring that up. The motorcycle event that used to happen. What was it called? The
Black Type Motorcycle Club, the Pajama Jammy Jam weekend. But
okay.
Taboo Talk, we would do our 4 hour Taboo Talk there. That's when we started doing our 4 hour sessions, and people
Let
were
me
like stand in front of people for 4 hours. I was like,
yes, and it was litty lit. I want to talk about that for a second, just because I want you all to understand these events. Okay, they are serse. 4 hours of him, Black Tigers, yes. 4 hours. These people would come in lingerie. I said it.
this was the app. This was the they my man Neville. We went to high school together, actually, Neville Williams. And he hit me up one year when me and Yonda had started doing the Taboo Talk tour. It had heard through DC and Baltimore, people heard this tour was going on where they come talk about sex, love, relationships. It's a book tour. They have food, they have drinks. We started doing stuff at the manor, and I would have Elliot Levine play, and we had jazz, and then we talking about sex. I'm like, what is going on? But it was just me doing my way of doing all-inclusive evening outs. So what this Saturday is here in Los Angeles, September the 16th, is the extension of that all-inclusive evening out. It's 2 events one day. It's going to be amazing. You can go on my Instagram page and find out. You can go on a YouTube channel, LA Radio Now. You can see the full commercial. But the same thing with Taboo. I just want adults to have some adult shit. And any of you that have kids know what I mean, because I did a whole thing the other day. I was like, what happened to the line between adult shit and kid shit? Like, kids can go on their phone and see all the stuff that we used to have to wait to get to.
And we
Like,
didn't have to
we
wait.
still
Yes.
got to do adult shit. So it's just some adult shit. But yes, the Taboo Talk, me and Yonder started, and then when Neville said, hey, we had this Black Type or Motorcycle Club weekend, but they're leaving during the day, and we need them to stick around to do the blood drive, to do the food drive. And then I found out they didn't even have somebody there selling pajamas and stuff. So people would have to leave to get their pajamas and stuff. So I was like, well, okay, we'll come in. And first, Keith, rest in peace, Keith Low Key,
Oh,
had us in a small room. They had us in a small room. Then they moved us to the 250 room. Then they moved us to the big ballroom. And next thing you know, it was standing room only, 1,200 people being there. And I do my
you're
show.
lingerie.
No, not they. That was late at the party. They be fully dressed early. They was fully dressed, but getting in it. Now, if you saw them in lingerie, that might have been during the games at the end, which Lynette was one of the runner-ups. Great show, Ape Latvia.
Okay.
Okay, that's right. Ape as in April.
Mm-hmm.
And Latvia.
Natasha? Natasha Jenkins?
Latvia? Is that a new sweetener? Butt down. Constance got a big old butt. That's what it is.
She
That's
does, actually. Mm-hmm.
You can tell. You can
Yeah.
tell. I told y'all want to find out what the guy's working with? Take him to one of those. We're gonna do some salsa. Make him put a suit on and go dance with you. Your ass will hug that dick just properly and find out what he's working with.
In real life, she got a big old butt. Okay. Sorry. Because I want to know all the things. No, I'm sorry. I want to know all the things you're working on, because it's not just
and we're working on a couple new books. We got book 6 coming out. What to do is taboo. Like I said, you email April your email. I'll send her the ebook, and she can send that to you. Get a free ebook tonight. If you want to get a copy of this book, you can get it for $10. Send me a cash.
$10.
Usually 20 if I signed it, but $10.
And so, if you all hold on, let me go back. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all could judge me. And so I'm gonna tell y'all this real quick. Pretty soon, because we're gonna have to get. I'm about to get somebody else to do all of this. So whoever wants to do it, y'all hit me up also too as well. That's how people say it. Okay, so we're working on other books. Y'all make sure y'all hit him up. Hit him up. Hit him up so y'all can get the book and get his information for his Cash App. Okay? All right? We good on that? Everybody got it? Okay. Y'all got it? Okay. So we got books. Okay, right here. Here's the cash shop right there. You see it? You got it?
But when you get your information, you gotta give me your address, your name, your social security.
Your blood type and your
I
firstborn
don't
child.
want
Not your firstborn child though, because some of y'all got some nice ass kids. Um, but yeah.
but email. I think I give you email, but email me and we'll send you the over the.
What else we working on though? What else? Because I know there's more. I know you. I've known you for at least 5, 6, 800 years.
I'm really excited about what I've been doing with Sheen Magazine, being able to tell people stories. If they're a business, if you're a business and you have a story on how it built, over the past year, I've been able to tell people stories. Like if you go to, I want you to go to your newsstand. You can go to sheenmagazine.com as well, but go to your newsstand and pick up the latest copy of Sheen Magazine. It's at every Barnes and Noble. They're nationwide. Um, I'm just really excited about the story. So I did this story on My Legacy House and mylegacyhouse.org. If you or anybody you know is dealing with mental health issues and just need a little help with someone to talk to, My Legacy House has free services that they do. And this is why I'm working with My Legacy House. And I've been working with a lot of, I've noticed that God's been blessing me to work with a lot of 501c3s lately. So
That's awesome.
thank you, Linda.
What right now are your takeaways to leave with the ugly family? So from this conversation, what would you like for us to take? All
Understand.
the ugly people.
um, but the biggest thing on the relationship tip is be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. I hate to sound like Jerry Springer before I leave here, but really, really be kind. And remember, the more loved a woman feels, the more respectful she tends to be. The more respected a guy feels, the more loving he tends to be. And some guys don't even know they need respect. Some guys don't know they need a hug. I just want us to be more loving to one another. And the way we talk, the way we take time, it's good to keep doing. Thank you, Stephanie. It's good to pull away from this, take a beat. If you got kids and family, take a beat. It's good to, ladies, you may not know why when a guy goes out, you may think, oh, he's just trying to hide his phone. But sometimes if a guy goes out and turns his phone over, it's also so when it blinks and lights up, he doesn't go like this. So that's not a disrespectful thing. That's really, he's trying to give attention, but he may have some responsibilities. But just take time, take walks. It's nothing. We are in control of our lives, not the system, not your job, not any. We are in control of our lives. So just be more loving and kind to yourself and each other. Give each other a chance and stop going into these relationships and dating or meeting somebody like, okay, all right, you say hi. You say hi. What does that hi come with? What do you bring into the, excuse me, where are you going?
Well, why is that true? Why is it so unbelievably true?
Because we
Um,
live by memes, and some woman that got hurt and come on, or some guy that got hurt and was like, why is it the all female? Some people are literally antagonists. They want to start some shit. And we fall into it and get into this conversation. I just want to know this. Why do men cheat? Like, it's Tuesday. His foot hurt. I don't know why he cheated on her. Why did she cheat on him? Same thing. You never know. So being kind, the biggest takeaway I want us to do is start being kind to one another. Start treating each other with respect. That's one of the reasons I like checking out the cigar lounges. One thing about a good cigar, and I try not to smoke them all the time. I'm not the weekend, but if you have a good cigar, quality cigar, it takes an average of 90 minutes to smoke one. So you have to have time. So you go to a place, beautiful place, lounge chairs, sitting back, chilling, and y'all got the system and stuff. And sometimes you're smoking, you may have to light it back up, and it's not like a cigarette when you're like, yeah, another thing, and grabbing up. No. You smoke a cigar, it makes you slow down.
mhm.
And that's one of the things that you'll see if you see these lounges and stuff. Some people are like, I don't like smoke. I don't like cigar smoke. Believe me, I have to spray everything. If I go out, I spray everything, wash it, put it in a bag, all this stuff. But the experience of anything that makes you slow down, going somewhere into a wine sip, going to a cocktail thing, that we're getting for all those of us that are 45 and older or 40 and over, or, you know, this is the more mature thing. I live in an area in Burbank where you have a lot of 80 and 90-year-olds, white, like, but I kind of pay attention to how they live. Man, I didn't know you was 80. You 80? What are you doing? Like, it's different. It's stress levels as
Mhm.
people. So that's the biggest thing I say: being kind to ourselves and being kind to each other, and not putting so many. If it's just a date, it's just a date.
Oh, I like that. That part, that part. If it is just a date, it's just a date.
Yeah,
Like, stop making it more than what it is. Stop trying to analyze this person when you first meet him. What I just got from that is treatment how they need to be treated. And I think the other way around. So for those of you guys who are listening, treat a woman the way she needs to be treated, not the way you want to be treated, because she's not going to leave you alone until you have that conversation with her to say, hey, I need my space when it comes to the game, or when it comes to this, or when it comes to that. Have that conversation, communicate, right? Am I right in that?
yeah. If it's something, especially for those that are in this. Good thing about this book is not just for people who are single. Married people can get a lot of. You've been with somebody 40 years, you get a lot from this because those are key things.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden you keep having the same arguments around the same thing, like, why does he always put his? He always put it. He never puts his stuff in the hamper. Is it worth it? You just doing it, or continue to argue with him about it? Y'all partners.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. We're set in our ways. A lot of us are set in our ways once we hit a certain age.
Right.
And so it's like, unfortunately, I can't make it to the hamper. I know it's right next to the hamper. I can't. It's just not going to happen. Okay, stop asking. And so my husband
Is
feels
that,
like
is that
there's
a real thing for you? Is
that. Hmm?
that a real thing for you?
Okay, so it's the other way around. I'm the person who can't make it to the hamper. Okay, it's just not going to be there. Okay, but and it's real. It's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Um, necessary. Uh,
Puff, puff,
puff pants, puff puff pass.
puff. Pass, right? We were talking about so many pants things earlier. He's like, oh,
Oh, that part. That
okay, pass.
I
Yeah.
also. Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
I also got from you. Stop letting social media dictate your life.
Yeah.
And we do that very often. We see quote unquote couple goals. I hate that, even though that was me at one time. Funny thing is, I never really wanted to be in a relationship until I met my husband, like a real relationship until I met him. Um, but I always would put like, oh, couple goals, because he took her to some nice place and blah blah blah. It's all bullshit. Like when you sit there and you meet that person and you're like, yo, your couple goals was great. And they're like, oh yeah, that didn't really happen. We just ended up like behind a sign that looked like we
Same
wanted to
thing
be.
at the same time.
Like, I don't even really know that dude. I mean, I'm just saying, like, couple goals is bullshit. Stop letting social media tell you how you're supposed to live. Um, So yeah, that's what I got from that. Yeah,
It,
sure. Huh?
yeah. It's fully the taking time is so important and going back to talking to people. Um, if you like text messaging, if you like voice messaging, if all that, that's you just got to get back into people's face, sit down with somebody, have a tea, a coffee, a meal. Don't put so much on everything. And we're like stressing ourselves out and wondering why so many people are having hypertension and heart attacks and all kinds of stuff. And yeah.
It's true. Um, I'm gonna leave. I think we should leave on that high note, not the heart attacks and the hypertension, but the fact that we need to love on each other. We need to respect each other. And ladies, we need to show more respect to our men for that very reason, because that's what they need in order to give us the love that we desire. Troy, I want to sincerely thank you for from the absolute bottom of my whole heart for being here today. and pouring into us ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies, make sure y'all took some good notes. If you didn't, go back and watch it. And make sure you send it to your girlfriends who need to hear it. Said it louder. So thank you. And will you come back?
Yeah, anytime.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Except for
But
Saturday, because I'll be partying here at Cigar Sips and Socials. So
awesome.
okay.
Now make sure, and listen, all of y'all, all of my LA family, make sure that y'all are in the building. Be in the building. Thank you so much, Troy.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, April.